are recording. Okay. So I read your thing. You've been trying to play Roy, right?
Correct.
Cool, cool. Roy, I think one of the better characters in the meta right now. And you said you're switching off of Ken.
That's right.
So yeah, I think that's probably a good
Somebody
choice for
switching.
you. If
Sorry.
you're, sorry, what?
I said I'm switching off, like, in terms of I'm not going to solo main him anymore. Like, I'm going to try and go Roy game one most of the time, for example.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Going Roy from Ken, I think they both like sort of appeal to a similar like part of you. Um, the killerly good like safe buttons,
Hmm.
and just like strong kill confirms. I think it probably makes sense. Like a lot of things will translate. Plus Roy has a DP that helps.
He does.
Um, so yeah, I sent you an arena code if you want to get in here. We can play a couple games and just sort of go from there.
Oh, yeah. I'm there.
Cool. All right, see how it goes. There's a bunch of Roys in my hometown. The Roys are following me actually. I was in Georgia for years, where it's just there's Roy every other set, and then now there's 3 Roys in my hometown where I live now.
Oh, sure. Where's that?
Boone and
You're in,
C.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we could have done this offline.
Oh, that's true. Boone's pretty far from everywhere else though. Okay. I'm just gonna play and observe here for a bit, and then we'll get into some notes after game one. Okay.
Sounds good.
Nice.
Amazing.
It's really precise. I don't always get it.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah, anytime I whiff that, you could literally just drop shield F smash.
Noted.
Okay.
Fair enough.
So your Roy, I think, is really solid. Um, I know I won, but it's like you're doing Roy things, which is good. I have a few notes just from it's just one game, so there will be more. But um, one thing is I would watch your spacing. So there's a lot of times where you're naring at me, right? But you're
Mm.
not. You're trying to call it a jump, but you're not making sure it's safe. Like I've grabbed a bunch of your nairs,
You
and I
have.
should really never be able to shield grab Roy's nair. It's pretty safe, and you can like start it drifting forward and then drift back when you see that my shield's up, and then I won't be able to grab you, right? So those
Fair
moments are
enough.
really, really important because they're kind of opening you up in neutral. Like you're going from advantage to disadvantage every time you do that, which is always
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
Um, the biggest thing I feel like I'm exploiting here, and don't hit me for a bit, let's just talk. The biggest
yeah.
thing I feel like I'm exploiting is predictable timings. Um, I feel like you know what to do, right? Like I can tell you've practiced Roy, you have some punish game stuff, you're going for Roy stuff. Like I really liked that short hop side B at ledge. That was really nice. Good way to cover space. But I
Thank
feel
you.
like for the most part, you're doing things as soon as it's possible to do them. Does that make sense? Like as soon as your tech
Mm.
finishes, you jump, or as soon as you grab ledge, you do a jump. There's no
Sure.
waiting. There's no timing mix up to it. At least not as much as there should be, right? So
Mm.
I'm basically just when I see you approach, I jump. You know what I mean? When I see you approach, I choose my option based on what you're gonna do because I know you're not gonna feint. Like I'm not seeing a lot of fake approaches. So you'll either be standing
Mm-hmm.
here or you'll go in and swing, right? But I want to see more like fakes. I want to see more feints. I want to see more moments that create uncertainty for your opponent. Does that make sense?
We could do that.
Yeah, because it's like I play defensively against Roy because I have to. Ike just
Mm.
cannot go on the offensive against this character. So all I'm really doing is sitting here and looking for your patterns and trying to find like a retreating nair or a fair to call out your approach or outspacing you, down tilting or grabbing. So I'm just looking at you, waiting for an unsafe approach and punishing. So you need to make it so that when you approach, it's unpredictable, and you also need to make sure that you're as safe as you can possibly be. So, do you have any questions before we play another game?
Nope.
All
Go
right,
for it.
let's get to taunt when you're ready. Oh, there you go. See what I mean? Like I'm just seeing you approaching, and so I jump and I nair, and it works most of the time because you'll either go for a grab or a dash tag. I want to see more anti-airs. I want to see you like doing full hop fairs to call me out, because if you do that to Ike, it's really scary for him.
Mm.
Your juggles were really good though. I thought you were doing a really good job of keeping me from landing.
Oh, I appreciate that. Mm. Oop. Dang.
If you DI
That's
that
a
out
mean setup.
and up, you'll have less of a chance of dying, but that one might have been true.
Oh,
Yeah, unfortunate. Ooh, I like that though. That's a good mix-up. Sometimes you got to pull the trigger.
right. Mm, yeah. Okay.
Unfortunate.
Okay.
Gotta always be aware of stuff like that. Just those positions where the risk reward becomes really terrible for you. Because
Mm.
like you land that jab, you get 30%, but if you hit my shield, you die. So it's kind of scary. Um. So yeah, I feel like the F smash mix-up was good. I don't, again, you're not really anti-airing very much. Like you're doing these short hops at me, but I want to see full hop fairs when you think I'm gonna jump. I want to see running under, like doing a dash shield. You know what a dash shield is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how to
Yeah,
do
I'm a
the
photo
fast
player.
version? Cool. Yeah, you know how to do the fast version, right? Where you continue holding the direction.
Can you hold in the direction?
Yeah, okay, so if you let go of the stick and shield, your character does this like skid animation. It takes longer for your shield to come out. But if you continue holding the
Oh,
direction you're running, it's much faster. So this is how you properly dash shield, and it can force things to be unsafe on your shield a lot. See how much faster that is?
yeah, it's quick.
Yeah, I recommend definitely doing that. All right, ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, condolences.
Ooh, almost. Yeah, it would have been big to get the bear there. Nice. Good shark. Okay, yeah, don't let me land.
Oh, you landed.
Yeah, but you did a good job. You got some good damage off it. Oh, I respect it. I thought about the roll-in. I thought about doing it.
I swear, every other Ike, I'm like parrying constantly.
Yeah, that's because they don't mix up their
Yeah.
timings. It's really important to mix your timings up.
Can you grab you out of that?
You can, but I just landed on the platform.
Okay.
Nice. Good stuff. I was going to jump air dodge because I knew I would die for quick drawing.
I gotcha.
But you found your moment and you struck. That was good.
I was gifted a stock.
Yeah. Well, you capitalized. Um, so, yeah, I would say your fundies are good and your, positioning is good, and I think you have a general idea of what to do. I would work on punish with Roy a little bit. Make sure that you're hitting those jab back airs. Make sure that you're hitting those big
Mm-hmm.
combos whenever you hit a nair, because that
Oh yeah.
really just makes
My
all
hit
the
rate on those
difference.
in tournaments is abysmal.
Are we, is this? I
This
don't
is
have
Mishima
this,
Dojo?
yeah, I don't have this on. I swear to God, I've been playing with this arena settings for forever. This is a bug.
Yeah. I gotcha.
This happens sometimes. Just it'll pick one DLC stage and just like pretend it's not turned off. I don't know why.
Weird. I feel like Ike is a matchup I would normally opt for Ken, but I've been dodging matchups too much.
So Roy is probably Ike's worst matchup. Um,
Oh,
but but Ken is bad too. So if you're more comfortable on Ken, there's really no problem going Ken versus Ike. But Roy is very bad for Ike, if I'm being honest.
All right, I'll stick with him.
Yeah, I mean, I think either one could totally work. Ken does pretty good against Ike. Oh, hold on, let's just put on PS2 or something. So
PS2.
yeah. But yeah, the thing that makes this bad for Ike is Roy has like really solid anti-airs, and I feel like you're not calling out my jumps enough. Like I was saying, like I feel like that would really make the difference for you. Is doing
Fair
those
enough.
like full hop fairs, full hop nairs. Call out anytime I want to jump in on you. Because right now I'm just playing the whiff punish game against you, right? So don't whiff unsafely, and I won't really be able to hit you easily. All right.
Okay, anti-air game.
There you go. Stuff like that. Oh, that was meant to be a pivot grab, but we take
How'd
this.
you get over there?
Here we go. Big combo. Ooh, I like it. I like that you opted for that jab there. Because if I had jumped, I would have died. I've learned my lesson against Roy's, though. I don't jump in those combos.
Let me see. Oh.
I respect you going high. I think... Oh, my God. I keep misinputting in that way. I think going high is a reasonably good option, but I covered high and low there. Nice. Yeah. Roy's so fast that, yeah, if you don't commit to a move on ledge and I go high, you can just do that. See, like, nairs like that are a problem, you know. You shouldn't ever be getting shield grabbed when you nair someone's shield as Roy. You got to make sure they're safe. Land them low and try to drift back during them to avoid that situation.
Yeah. I'm still, like, getting used to having a sword.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously Ken wants to land, like, right on you, so it's different. Ken's all about, you know, having safe enough hitboxes that he doesn't have to worry about it. But Roy has safe hitboxes, but he also has the ability to space, and it's like really important in a lot of matchups. Good grab. That's good spacing right there. That fair. Nice option. Okay. If you had jabbed that at up air, it would have been true.
No. I jabbed too early.
Just F tilt there. You were in the air, so you lost some time. You could have just F tilted or jabbed me though, or grabbed.
I got
Free grab.
No way, I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead. I'm very dead.
Yeah, 90. You're super dead. The back hit of Nair basically functions like pre-patch Nair. That was better though. You were definitely taking some stuff into account. It's just Ike can sometimes kill you at 90, so you gotta be doing that to him as well with Roy. Like you need to be hitting those jab back airs, finding the side Bs in the corner, things like that. You gotta hit the ledge traps too. Very important. You almost did there. You just were a little too far forward. Okay, really good. Yeah, keep up the pressure. Ike has a frame 4 air dodge, so there's a lot of things you can do that you couldn't do on every character. So yeah, your fairs should not be getting grabbed, not consistently. A lot of times doing safe aerial into spot dodge is going to be the best play, because then my grab will whiff and you can jab.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got to mix up your recovery and try to go low as often as possible, because otherwise Ike can counter it. Really safe landing fair. Good spacing. You see how I'm just waiting for you to approach and jumping? You're just not mixing enough, right? And the fact that I'm not afraid of your anti-airs in the corner means that I'm just going to always do the jump. Nice. Good punch.
Oh.
I don't know who's lagging, but okay.
I'll let you get back for that.
All right, cool. A lot of times with Ike, if you notice him ethering out of shield, you'll want to poke him with something safe and then shield yourself so that he ethers and then punish the landing. Because it's like minus 25. It's really unsafe. Nice. Yeah, I don't think I can outspace this one. Yep. Nice, see there? He does exactly what I was talking about. You rolled instead of shielding, but same concept. Ether has armor on frame 5, but the actual hitbox doesn't come out till 15. So if you can bait him into using it, it's really, really punishable.
I see. Oh, damn.
Unfortunate way to end there.
Oh, well.
But look, that was much closer. You're doing a much better job of pushing your advantage and making sure that I stay in the corner. Like, you need to make me afraid to be in the corner. That's a big thing that I don't really feel. And again, it's because you're not covering the jump. If you were to cover my jumps, like maybe half the time, I wouldn't feel so comfortable just chilling in the corner
You
waiting
wouldn't
for you to
be
approach me.
jumping. Yeah, I gotcha.
And then once you catch me in shield, that's when things get really scary versus Roy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I missed Ken down tilt.
Ken down tilt is insane against Ike. Because Ether just doesn't work against it. You can just like hit confirm out of it, like on reaction. It's stupid. Then again, Roy down tilt's pretty dang good. Oh, the double parry.
I can appreciate it.
I like your choice not to finish the combo there. Make it, mix as much as you can.
Oh, man, I'm getting mixed.
That was just me hoping that you would, you got to mix in anti-air so that I don't feel like I can jump in your airspace so freely. Whether it's up air or fair or, back air. Make me afraid to jump. Excuse me? You went that far at 90? That was nothing.
I was going with tower spots.
Yeah. So there I just kind of recognized you were far away, right? So you didn't have a lot of options in terms of angle. Usually you can mix up to avoid that. He's in the Roy zone, the no sweet spot zone. Oh.
Well, Was that supposed to be an up air? I feel like I was gonna die.
It was yeah, it was supposed to be. You wouldn't have died, but you definitely got a nice little reversal on me there.
Oh. I pressed shield 5 minutes ago.
Ooh, yeah, you can't charge it like that, but if you just let it rip, it'll work. Ah.
I needed something to happen. Oh, man.
Yeah, I know you wanted to kill with it. Would an uncharged F smash with full rage like that have killed? It might have been close.
It might have.
Roy has to
I
be
mean, it would have put
strong.
you in a spot where I probably could have killed you. I
Yeah,
don't know.
that's true. You could also have just done jab bear, and it would have been like basically just as strong as F smash.
Sure.
If you haven't practiced that
Oh, do you
combo,
compete?
what'd you say?
Do you compete?
Yeah, I do. I just live in the middle of nowhere, so I don't go
We
to.
might have seen each other somewhere.
Yeah,
I've been
maybe.
going to a lot of NC stuff recently.
Where at?
Raleigh, Cary, Wilmington, Greenville, Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Any of that?
I'm on the far west side of the state, so most stuff I go to
Oh,
is
okay.
Charlotte or west of Charlotte.
I have not been to Charlotte.
Charlotte is a pretty cool scene.
That's where all the good people are, huh?
The good people are in Raleigh, but Charlotte has some good people too. Raleigh's where most of them are, though. And then there's a scene in my home, or where I live, which is Boone, North Carolina, which is in the mountains, but it's a scene of like 30 people, something like that. Still pretty nice. Yeah, if I can force you into those situations where you're far away, it's definitely bad for you. But the same is true for me,
Yeah.
honestly, is like you could be countering my quick draw, and you know you can counter my ether, so.
Hmm.
Trying to prove a point here.
Whoops. Okay, well.
My point is that you're going for hitboxes too fast, and I'm just able to kind of jab check you.
Right.
Again, you got to mix your timings and try to react to me instead of trying to enforce your will all the time.
Can't always recognize when it's my turn.
Yeah, I mean, it's just put on pressure without committing is what you should be doing. You know, again, more mixes, more fake approaches, more like, you know, faking a landing and then double jumping instead, stuff like that, right? Again, unpredictable is the name of the game, especially with a character like Roy who has crazy mix-up potential, right? I feel like it's sort of a Ken main trap to just think, oh, you know, Ken's pressure is kind of free. No offense to the character, but like if he hits
I
a shield,
completely agree.
yeah, if he hits a shield, he just has advantage. Like, you know, being in shield versus Ken is terrifying. Roy has to be a little bit more creative, but for possibly more reward. It's comparable reward, honestly, but he has a sword, which makes up for it a little bit. So yeah, you got to make sure you're spacing well with this character. And again, I'm going to switch to Roy next game to sort of show you a couple things I've learned from. I kind of pocket the character and also play good Roys a lot.
Okay.
So some little things that they do that I don't feel like I'm getting out of you, I'll show you.
Sure.
That move, hold on,
Oh,
let me show you something. If I land it low, I can act right away. But if I go high where I go into this free fall, it takes me forever. So that's something you want to recognize, is that like if I land it low like this, I can just hit you right away. So you either need to catch me in the air or wait until I do an unsafe one. All right,
Isn't that sneaky?
All right, I was in the corner. Just wanted to show you. Yeah, it is sneaky. I get away with so much crap for that. See what I'm saying? Like, you're always going in with the same timing. So I'm just able to wait for that timing and swing first. And I'm pretty much able to consistently check your approaches. Nothing I can do there. Nice. I like the swing back at a disadvantage like that. Your hitboxes are so much faster than Ike's and comparable in range, so swinging back is often the choice that is going to be the best risk reward wise for you.
What can I parry you?
I'm mixing my timings. Most Ikes don't, so you're used to it being easy.
Oh man.
I'm going for a bunch of different kinds of hitboxes on your shield too, and then mixing up fastfall
Yeah.
timings, double jumping sometimes, going for tomahawks occasionally. Though you're not really scared into shield, so I haven't been going for tomahawks too much. All right,
Yeah,
let's
I
go.
shield way too much.
I didn't feel like you were shielding too much, or at least I didn't feel like you were staying in shield. Like you would shield and then I would pressure you and then you would jump out. And so I was just trying to bait, you to get out of shield. And then once you get out of shield, I just have a hitbox ready for you.
I feel like I shield a lot.
Yeah, I would say you do, but you don't hold it. A lot of people will shield and then hold shield and then get put in bad pressure situations. Okay, so the nair
sure.
pressure I was talking about is going like this. You are a lot of times you're calling people out and you're like go ahead and shield for me. You're doing like this and landing here, right? And then they just grab you. But if you do like this, shield. Or sorry. And you drift back, it's going to be a lot harder for them to get a punish. So mixing those in to like bait out bad shield grabs, things like that, it's going to be really good. Now, when I'm in the corner here, what I was saying is you tend to either dash up down tilt, dash up jab, nair in, something like that. And so I'm just jumping, occupying this space here, and then landing on you with nair, right? So if instead you dash in, fake, and then do like that, or do like, this and then drift back so that you don't go off stage, you're going to put me in a really terrible position if this hits. Because now I'm here, and I have to choose whether or not to double jump, and then a ledge trap starts. So the fact that I'm feeling safe jumping in the corner means you're just not. I've been telling you that you're not anti-airing well enough. That's what I mean. Is like you need to sense that when you approach, I'm probably going to jump, right? So going like this instead of going like this is going to net you really good rewards sometimes. Does that make sense? Okay. Or even just going like this, right? Doing a nair. Because then you can full hop nair, and then you can follow up with a fair. And then I'm in like the worst position ever against you.
I see what you're saying.
We're just doing a full
hop. That looks
nair.
Almost like more risky though.
I mean, you gotta make me
That's
afraid.
If you go clear over the side.
Yeah, only do like this, and then only go over the side if it hits, right? You can choose.
No, sure.
So if it goes over, if you get a hit, then go for a second fair, something like that. But if you don't get a hit, just drift back. Yeah, or just drift back or double jump to the plat or whatever.
Heard.
All right, I'll play you in the Roy Ditto for a bit. My Roy is a little rusty.
Oh, Roy Ditto.
But I'll show you my understanding of the character. Nice. So you're entering my Roy. You got to do it against Ike.
Yeah.
See those fake approaches, trying to bait something out of you, and then I punish what I bait out of you. I think that's super important. Oh, nice. I think also you need to make sure that you get that jab bear down. It's so important.
Agree.
And you're a Ken player, so you can do inputs. You got it.
You're right.
It's not that easy though. I think people overstate how easy jab bear is. It's not that it's like the most mechanically intensive, but it is tricky. And it's definitely like it's something that needs to be practiced, you know. Nice.
Oh yeah, and it's variable too. It depends on like where they get the eye and stuff.
It is the only like big mechanical thing you need to learn with Roy. I think that's why people say he's kind of easy. But it's still just like so important, and it's not, you know, it's pretty tight.
True. We'll stick with that.
Yep.
There you go.
That works. My bear did not come out. So yeah, your neutral's good. You're definitely like doing a good job of finding openings when you need them. But yeah, I just think against
Yeah, I'm not new to Smash. I'm just new to the guy with the stick.
yeah. Just make sure you're landing those confirms. I think you should grab more. I haven't really seen like down throw up air out of you. I mean, it is true. So
It is, yeah, you're right.
even down throw nair is, you know, good in some situations because you can start a combo with it, even if it's like only kind of true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. Good parry.
Ah. Oh, his up air hits low.
Oh yeah. Ooh, that was good awareness. Somehow still alive though.
Yeah, you're just fine. Oh,
That tilt's crazy. So good.
we jousted.
Nice. Good spot dodge.
There you go. There's your anti-air.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Tilt anti-airs. So strong. I thought you were gonna go high there.
I thought so too. Decided against it. Oh, oh, I know what happens there. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm dead. I'm dead.
Yeah, you're dead. You're dead against the actual Roy main.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just feel like I'm holding center better than you. Um, and then you just don't F tilt much. F tilt's crazy. It's so
Yeah, I
fast.
keep forgetting he has all these tools.
Yeah, I mean every tool Roy has is great. He doesn't have a single bad move, you know. What's his worst move? Dare? Dare's still good.
I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
I use that one more than I still.
Yeah, I don't think Dare's bad at all. It just might be his worst move on a really good character.
We live in. Like,
God, Magna Hands though.
wow,
Well, it's not intentional.
rude.
Don't worry.
Okay, yeah. Put down for a back air.
Yeah, it's not true. I just it
Okay,
it puts me closer to the opponent, so sometimes I'll go for it to get a follow-up hit.
sure.
Plus, it hits really hard, so if you don't air dodge, you might die. Boy, back air is so wild. Nice.
Hmm.
I was just trying to be patient.
Yeah.
Again, you're Roy. Pretty good. I feel like the issue is not Roy. I feel like you're just sort of losing sight of game plan sometimes. And again, it's all about the anti-airs. It's all about grabbing when you know your opponent feels uncomfortable and hitting the confirms. I think your use of side B is really good. I like your taking space.
Okay. Could lean into that.
Yeah. I think your combo game could be stronger, though. Because I feel like you're not getting too much off multiple hits, you know?
Hmm.
You want to, like, not just be focused on the damage, but also on putting your opponent in really uncomfortable situations. Oh. That's a true combo. I just screwed it up. thought I was gonna go through you there.
That was the other Roy. Oh.
I just like pushed you instead of going past you.
Oh. He has a counter. That's right.
Yeah, it's not that good. I don't know why I used it, but I guess I was hoping you'd bear or something stronger. Ah, my bad.
Oh.
Oh, fortunate. I guess
Oh.
we're even.
I see. No, fine. There's no way I choke this.
Famous last words.
No, not me. I still got a healthy lead.
So true. Gotta cover the roll. So important that you make sure your opponent doesn't feel safe rolling from ledge. Especially with Roy. No. Nice. Okay, so I think the biggest gap in your Roy right now is your ledge trapping. I feel like I'm not so threatened on ledge. And I think reaction ledge trapping is going to help you so much. So my biggest tip that I give to people when it comes to ledge trapping is don't let your opponent roll. If they jump, they're above you, right? If you miss their jump, they're still above you. If you miss their neutral
Sure.
get up or get up attack, they're still in the corner. But if they roll, suddenly they're an advantage. So cover roll as best you can. It's also the easiest to punish. Like you have plenty of time. So if you stand right here,
Like stand at roll distance?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, you can like that's one option. There's so many options for Roy ledge trapping. So one thing is you can do nairs here, and then you could shield, right? And then if they do a get up attack, you get a free grab or a jab. And if they do if they do neutral get up, you usually would grab. And if they do get up attack, you would get a jab bear. And if they roll, you can drop shield and then F tilt. You drop shield, run back F tilt. Because oh my bad. Because it's reactable. Rolls reactable if you practice.
I agree.
So that's one way that I see a lot of Roys doing it. Some of them will use this debate because it's like pretty safe and do the same thing.
Oh yeah, it has no lag.
Yeah. Some Roys, if you really think a roll is coming, you'll do like this, or even like this. And then if they jump, you could also play right here. And you could dash attack or pivot F tilt when they do neutral get up or get up attack, and then fair or bear if they jump, and F tilt if they roll. Right. Roy has so many options, and the best way to really know what to do is to go watch, Cola or Goblin and see how they handle their opponent being on ledge, because like it's a huge, huge pivotal part of Roy's game plan to try to find these jab bears in the corner at 70, right? It's massive.
Okay,
we can play now.
Yeah. Eesh.
So good. Roy's crazy. I like that cross up. That's another way to create ambiguity, right? On top of the drift back. So important. Can't even stress enough how important it is to get that combo down.
If I could like find a jab, well, I blew it.
That one you could have up aired. At a certain point, it's easier to up air than it is to bair.
Yeah.
Also, landing up air, that's your combo starter. Like, Nair 1s are great, but landing up air is insane. Because it's just so much easier to land.
Uh-huh. Sheesh.
Roy back air, man. Got all 3 of those kills
Yeah.
with Roy back air. That move is
Yeah, you did.
wild.
Could I do like a comfort game of Ken before we head out?
What'd you say?
Could I do like a comfort pick of Ken before we wrap up?
Yeah, go for it. I'll go back to Ike. I don't think there's any reason to drop Ken, by the way. I think Ken's really good.
Oh
But,
yeah, no, I'm not dropping him. I just don't want to solo main him.
Yeah. Yeah, cover.
There's a lot of
your
really not
bases.
fun matchups.
Yeah, I understand that. I don't think Ike is one of them. I think you could totally go Ken for this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know Ken's matchup chart that well, but I think Roy's probably pretty good coverage. Do you know who's the other Shoto in North Carolina? There's a couple. Crescent has a Shoto.
I've never played it, but yeah, I know he has a Ken.
And there's one in Charlotte. His name Streetlight.
Streetlight, yeah, I know Streetlight.
I played him a couple times. Or a few times.
Oh.
Thinking about Ike in this matchup is I kind of just have to camp.
Yeah. That was slick.
Thanks. Gotta
Alright.
cancel it.
Alright,
I'm dead.
oh, you dead?
I hate that.
Oh.
Yep, my bad. Shouldn't shield in the corner. I know better. Ooh, I'm getting comboed. Dead. Scary.
It was scary. Oops. Then that was a focus.
Nice. I always forget that Shoryu's just like not that laggy.
Ooh, that's right.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you're canceling that, but it's a really, really good landing option for Ike. Ike cannot juggle Ken because of it. The car cancel. Nice. I'm
You should live.
close. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh,
that's what I
Roundhouse
was
got
supposed
some
to do.
range. Nice. Let me show you a cool trick in this matchup, if you want to know. Do you know about focus canceling ether?
Focus canceling ether. Oh, like getting out of the first hit, just eating that and then dashing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I do stuff like that.
you can on reaction, if you're down tilting Ike's shield, because you can cancel your down tilt into focus, and then you can cancel focus.
Hmm.
You can wait until my ether comes out. It would be so much
Hmm.
easier if I was playing Ken actually. But so basically, when I do this, there's two parts, right? There's
Yeah.
the armor and the hitbox. So if you're sitting there down tilting my shield, I can up the out of it, right? And you'd think, oh, he's gonna armor the first hit and then hit you, but there is like so much screen freeze when you down tilt my super armor, right? Like literally the game just like pauses for 15 frames. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, cool.
The hit like hit stop
Yeah.
is what a lot of people call it.
Sure.
That you can react to you hitting my armor and cancel into focus. So if I'm shielding and you down tilt repeatedly on my shield, and then I ether, wait till you see yourself hit my armor, and then cancel into focus.
Oh.
Do you see what I'm talking about?
Okay.
You have
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I saw the
Yeah,
window.
you do have time. You see how crazy that is? So that means
good.
that, so if you down tilt my shield, I can't grab you. If I try to grab you, I get hit. I can't ether. If I jump, I probably get hit. See, that's me jumping. So my only option, if I roll behind you, you end up auto turning, and you can punish it that way, right? So my only option is either hold shield or roll away. Those are the only two options I have if you're down tilting my shield. So
Yeah.
if Ike is in shield in front of you with Ken, he's in a really, really bad position. Yeah. Anyway, that's one specific matchup interaction I thought was kind of cool. That I thought you might find interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, are you ready?
Do you want like some damage to even it up, or?
Nah, it's just practice. I don't care.
Okay. Oh. Ooh.
So yeah, basically Ike can't shield in this matchup, so you need to play to slowly like bring him to the corner, and then once you have him in the corner, just punish his shield really bad. Because if he's in the corner, I mean, there's nothing you can do. You just break his shield, or get a free Shoryu, because he can't roll away. Oops, I deserve this for grabbing the wrong direction. So much damage.
Oh, he low profiled.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's pretty important that you do the low spacing against Ike's counter. Because, you know, you can be safe against counter if you do it perfectly. I'm sure you know that. I'm dead. Oh my god, I actually am. That was good.
Oh, you're over there. Drop through it. Okay.
Yeah, focus is really good against Ike, but yeah, since there's a point in it where you can't cancel anymore, right?
Yeah, at the very end. I did commit all the way to that one though.
Okay. Yeah, I would say don't commit much, just bait, and then only
Mm-hmm.
commit to it if you are reacting.
Hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that.
Cool. Okay, this is the last one.
That's good.
Your Ken's scary. Your combos are good.
I appreciate it.
Definitely have to space well, or I'm gonna get blown up.
Mm-hmm.
Just think your focuses are a little greedy sometimes. That's where I'm getting a lot
They
of
are.
my openings. So that's why you always go low in the corner, because Ken can just cover it for free. It's not like Roy. Nice. Dash shield. Oh, I got really lucky there.
Whoa, yep. Oh, come on. There you go.
Shoryu's so good.
It's alright. Oh no.
Oh, I almost died. Oh, I appreciate the attempt. I'm living. Oh my god, I tried to dash up shield and Shoryu's just too fast, man. Good stuff.
Very quick.
Yeah, your Ken's scary. I think.
Remember that time that I hit most definitely the sweet spot down air and it didn't spike?
Yeah, that's just the.
Stuff like that's why I'm never playing him again. Just kidding.
I understand, but yeah, I think for this matchup in particular, Ken's totally a fine pick. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Offline, it's a little easier to space well against Ken, so it gets a little harder for him.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also react.
But on
better.
the other side of that, it's easier to parry stuff.
That's true. And pairing against Ike is really, really good. especially for Ken. All right, well, that'll be pretty much it. Yeah, I think your Roy's coming along. I think you just need to shake the Ken habits, you know, like the running to corner and
Mm-hmm.
spamming up tilt stuff. And like, I feel like you go for corner pressure on the ground a lot because Ken's is insane. And you need to think more aerially because like Roy is a much more aerial character than Ken. So I would focus on that.
Yeah, he needs a few weeks.
Yeah, you get it. All right,
Thank you very much
GG's.
for the games.
Yeah, I hope this was helpful to you. I will be sending you the VOD after. So it's got like our voices and everything recorded, so you can review it if you need to.
Oh,
Also, there is like a testimonial page if you feel like leaving a testimonial. And if you do that, I think it actually gives you a discount on the lesson. So something to think about.
oh, sure.
And
What a
yeah.
deal.
All right. Well, then again, yours was free, wasn't it? So I guess there's no reason for you. But if you feel like it, I'd
Yeah, it
still
was. I
appreciate it.
won the Twitter raffle.
Yeah. Either way, man, thank you very much. And I'll see you later.
Yeah, thank you. See ya.
Yeah, have a good one.